There's a woman in the yard.
Mommy?
Uh-huh.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Today's the day. The Woman in the Yard is a 2025 psychological horror film. And it's exactly what it implies. There's a woman in the yard.
There's a girl in the garden. In the garden, there is a girl.
She literally just shows up out of nowhere. She's covered in complete black, and you can't see her face, you can't see her features. She's just sitting out in their front yard one day, sitting in a chair. But of course, some eerie things happen. And so let's start off from the beginning. And I'll try to make this as spoiler-free as possible. I will let you know the fate of the animals if you're an animal lover. So if you don't want to know anything about it, you can skip ahead. A woman is in this farmhouse with her teenage son and her young daughter. She has been in an car accident, which took the life of her husband, so it leaves just her and her 2 kids. She is kind of stranded on this farm because she can't drive because of that cast, that thing on her leg there. And the electricity goes out, so her phone's dead. She can't charge her phone, and her son broke his phone, so they are without any forms of communication. This is when the woman shows up. She is literally just sitting in their yard in a chair. So the mother goes out there to talk to her, and the woman in the chair is being very cryptic. She isn't really answering her questions, and she's very mysterious. So the mom comes back, and she has a bad feeling about this woman because some bad things have happened. So I'm going to tell you about these animals now. There are chickens and a dog. The chickens, if you don't want to know nothing about this, skip ahead about 10 seconds. Graphic chicken death, and they imply the dog has died.
Why do they have to do this?
I hate when they do this, and I knew it as soon as they show the dog. I'm like, don't do this. And basically, that's what the whole movie is. The whole movie is not about the woman being out there, but it is about this woman in the yard. It is creepy, though, because they're just looking out their window, and their next neighbor is a whiles off, and they can't drive the car because the car does not run. We find this out later. The mom's like, I can't drive with this leg. And the boy's like, I'll drive out there. She told him, no, you're too young. We will drive out there. I'll give you a crash course in a driving lesson. We are getting out of this area. But here's the thing. The movie, the first half of the film is really eerie. She does get closer. Like, she's out towards the road in this chair in all her black lace, and the next moment she's closer. That is terrifying. That's scary. And the thought of anybody invading your home or your property, your territory, your safety, that is horrifying, especially when she is obviously evil because bad things happen. And I wish that there was more of that. I will say things change, things take a turn, but there was a point in the movie where I was like, it felt like they didn't know what to do in this situation. There's a lot of fighting, shadows, and things like that, and there was a bit of a twist, which if you are keeping an eye on things, you might have an idea of what is going to happen. I was disappointed because it could have been so good. The first half was so freaky and scary, and it's a lot more than just this woman in the yard. The mom is battling depression and possibly some mental illness. The dynamic in the family was just as important as this woman sitting out the yard. Who sits out in someone's property and won't leave? That's not normal, that's not okay. But there's a certain point where I'm like, okay, I get things are trying to occur, things are trying to happen in order to make this movie keep going, to get to the final part in the ending. But the ending was very anticlimactic for me. That's just me. Maybe I missed something. If you have seen this film and there's something I missed, let me know. But I felt like the mother knew who this woman was. I felt like the mother, without giving it much away, I felt like the mother knew who this woman was or what she represented or what it was, but we never got the answer to that. We kind of did, but not really. So it's worth the watch. The first part was good. Second part was very underwhelming for me. I like the family dynamic because the boy, the teenage son, he misses his dad. He's trying to take care of his younger sister and his mom and himself. And the mother is kind of almost becoming addicted to pills. But like I said, it seems like she might have a mental issue going on too. So it does make you question a lot what's going on. And the little girl, she's just the innocence in all this. She's just the innocent little kid. And the teenage son is trying to be basically the man of the house now because he's having to take care of things. But he's also becoming rebellious against his mom. It did take a turn that I was not expecting in a way. I thought Mace is gonna be more psychological than supernatural. So all in all, it's worth the watch. Just be warned that the last half is pretty stereotypical, kind of boring to me. I feel like it could have been so much better. So let me know, did I miss something? Is there a reason that the mother might have known what this entity was? What did I miss? So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.